Yo, what's up, Bafetu? This is your young man, Chop Started Chop. Back again after some long time with a live. Today, I think, as you have seen the topic, it says this might be the reason why you are going through what you are going through. I'm gonna try as much as I can to use language e leng gore bontsi jwa rona ra e tlhaloganya as ke le motho o dulang mo South Africa and bontsi jwa batho ba ba nkutlwang ke Batswana yaanong le Basotho le Bapedi, and I have seen gore nkare some Indians do hear what I'm saying from India, statistically speaking. It's cool. So this is what I can say, guys. We have demons that always attacking us, and we try as much as we can to deal with those demons, but we don't have the source, the tools to actually I will elaborate in German, to actually face whatever pressure or whatever situation that we go through, right? What I mean when I say this might be the reason you are going through what you are going through. Child trauma is basically the reason why you are going through what you are going through. And we don't basically talk about the child trauma that we went through when we were young. We will talk about we don't have money to deal with these things. This thing is stressing me, without actually acknowledging that the way our psyche, our psychology works is because of the imprint of our past. What actually happened to us in the past is the imprint of what is currently happening to us right now. I would say, if ever you went through a trauma when we were young, that trauma stuck with you till this day, because most of us have not figured out how to actually understand how our brain works, how our emotion works. So we are kind of stuck in trying to find out. When they say on your 20s, on your 90s to your 20s, find out who you are, they don't mean go and drug abuse as most of us do. They don't mean go and indulge in having it's more based in having fun. Yeah, I understand like mula dog, but we have to deal with our childhood trauma, because it's the thing that makes us not understand why are we not having that mula. It's the thing that makes us not understand why I can't figure out how to use the money that I get to earn. It's because of those trauma. It's because you are told you are nothing. When you are growing up, it's because you are told you are not good enough. It's because some of us were told that we could have been aborted. It's because some of us are told that that you ruin my life. For you being born, you ruined my life. I didn't want you. Some mothers do say that, you see. So it's because of that our psyche thinks that we have to prove to somebody that we are wanted, we are special, we got what is needed, only to find out that you have to prove it to yourself, to your psyche, that you got what you need, you got what you got the tools to be happy without indulging in a dopamine. I know like most people don't understand what is dopamine, why there's a word called dope, and where does the word comes from. The word comes from dopamine. Dopamine is actually a fluid that our brains produce for us to be happy. When you are happy, your body produces dopamine, and most of us only find that dopamine in alcohol, in drugs that we attempt to use, in weed. We find that joy, we find that happiness, we find that laughter because of the childhood trauma, being told consistently that you won't be anything. Now, at this stage, you are trying to prove to people around you that you are something, and you also have that, you want to prove to your uncle who said you are nothing. You want to prove to him, like, bro, you have to prove to your aunties, you have to prove to your to your relatives that you are going to become something, just because they tell you in your childhood, and now it still rings the bell in your mind, like, these people cannot get tired, and that thing in jail. So get monster. You see, so that's the thing that makes you get to be stuck in this situation. So it makes you not understand that you have to please yourself, not the other person. You don't have to prove to anybody, like, to prove your how special you are to anybody. You don't have to. It's not necessary. Prove it to yourself. As long as your being understands that whatever you do it for you. You do it for you to survive in an environment that doesn't have flashbacks, that doesn't make you do things that are going to affect you after doing them. Like getting drunk at night, like yesterday. Some of us were drunk. Now they are voguing, and slamatlama is all over them. You see, you don't have to get drunk just because you want that dopamine. If ever you're gonna indulge in getting drunk, just know that the person who's gonna feel the pain is you the next day. If ever you are doing it to pleasurize yourself, the person who's gonna feel the pleasure is you tomorrow or currently when you are doing that thing. Yeah, bro. GSG ke like rona le nna, guys. Yeah. Prove it to yourself, and like you are the you are the person who deserve those things, not somebody else. It doesn't matter, like, you have to live for yourself, not for others. Because if you live for yourself, you're gonna understand how your well-being works, and you're gonna understand how to love yourself, and it's going to be easy for you to love people around you. You see, it's going to be easy for you to love. When you indulge in a relationship, it's going to be easy for you to love the next person. Unlike not loving yourself, and seeking that love from the person that says from the person that is in relationship with you. You seek that validation. You even ask them, Marwan Rata Mar, because you don't love yourself. But them telling you they love you makes you feel special. And you are killing yourself, because if ever they dump you today, it means you'll be dwelling in sorrow. You'll be crying. The next day, because the next day, because you didn't love yourself. The next day, you're going to be alone and asking yourself, because wena ekare ya no batho ha ba go rate, batho ba go dirisa, blah 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 blah, telling yourself those things that you should change your mindset of telling yourself, everything I do it for me. The next person, they get it because I can do it for myself. If ever you can cook for yourself and you can wash things for yourself, you can do things for yourself. If ever you get to a place whereby you'll be living with somebody, like in a relationship, you doing those things, you do them for yourself. And the next person who's benefits because of the relationship, doesn't benefits because of being in your life. Benefits because of being in your life. Because if still no tle go itirela dio tseo akere, no tle go ikapela, no tle go ikapesa, no tle go itlhapisa, no tle go itlhatswetsa. So he or she benefits those things because you and him or you and her are in a relationship. So you are able to do those things for yourself and for the person who is in that relationship with you, just to benefit those things. That's why you have to understand why we go in relationships. If ever you don't understand why do we go in relationships, you're going to be stuck in your mindset, or like, this person is like one tirisa motho ke mo tlhatswetsa, ke mo apela, ene o ira o lebetse gore dijo tse di apang di tla kae, tla botsimola o nna emotional yana, or but le nne ke kgona go tla ka dijo tseo. Okay. If you see that gore le wena you can do those things, how about le nna hearts lo a bua gore okay, ke reka dijo, reka dijo, rotlhe ra di apara, and see if that will work for you. Because every time o na le those insecurity instinct tse ileng gore tla bo ore I saw ke go maizan job me salutation ela so o na le those instincts tsa being insecure of whatever you think e we dirang e right, because you were told from the time o tla gola gore like you are not good enough, so you are going to be that insecure when you are grown. It's not it's going to stick with you until you decide to go for therapy. But why you go and visit your therapist after 2 minutes or go any tavern that you go, you get to meet them and you don't like the way that they look at you. They look at you like they have told somebody, yo, someone ayana. But when I matata, because that's what they do. The therapists are on, the social workers are on. We know for sure or what they do after you have or ba tshepa ka information ya gago tla bo ba bolelela gore bo maraba start o tla ba bolelela gore di ntshang ka life ya gago. Then the next thing ha tswa mo facing, hey mata ha o itse gore ke mantsale mo facing yana batho ba tshela ruri. Those things people are not professionals because people are just doing things to earn. They are not doing it because they see benefits of doing those things. They might tell themselves when they are alone, yeah, and yeah, which is nice, and yeah, but they get to hurt people they say they love by telling other people about the stories. I'm dealing with these demons. Wow. So if ever or disclose your how you feeling or whatever you're going through, people tend to not understand you. So you have to be sure about people you are telling your stories to. And obvious, psychology is going to cost you. And who has the money? Who has the money to go an extra mile to get that help? That's why I have told myself, okay, YouTube thing, and I'm live on YouTube. Technology, guys. So YouTube thing, what YouTube does, what Facebook does, Facebook videos does, what TikTok does right now, currently, is helping us get free an abundance of information of how to deal with trauma, how to deal with depression, how to deal with several things that we go through. But none of us is willing to risk 20 rand, 10 rand, 50 rand, 100 rand to buy data and go online and search how to deal with my trauma. Because everybody has that trauma. How to deal with my depression. How to deal with my anxiety. Why every time I get approach a cherry, that anxiety, those negative thoughts. Why am I always procrastinating when I'm saying I'm going to do something? Why am I always feeling like there's something holding me back? That's that trauma. You have to Google ke the only thing that can help you right now. Like re bue ka tlhapitsa morokgweng. I khona batho ba tla re bolaya ka di heart attack. Yo man, like go bua nnete go teng ba teng batho bao, but what we have to realize ke gore oskaya for batho ba ileng gore they are not meant for you. There are people who are not meant for you. There are people who are meant for you. Men will always downgrade themselves because they want to sleep with somebody. Women, just because people who approach them are people babana lenyoko and status is da. So they are going to feel that entitlement they are. If ever this kind of guys bang approach, it means I'm at that league. So only gents Bible muliking you whenever can approach her. Only to find out her that guy, because it's scarce guys. It's scarce. Wabona mona kung erile mo gone. It's scarce blind. Mautia by gray. But macheri, they have an abundance of it. So since while Mautileli he lile hui lowara just to get to that chick o ithang gore oha just because that guy o ko godimole wa mo approacha o di bala gore wa go entsha Taylor's movane le ba raba itse mo gae ba cry nja and there's only you will find out gore it's only 10% of them mo gae ba cry the rest of us yo re tshela ka thata ke utlwe gape ko Mandela Drive do gate rekisiwa ko Mandela Drive and Mandela Drive e cryela go diteropong every Mandela Drive you're going to find yourself somewhere where you can buy it wa bona nja so here's what we go through rona ba re go tlase ba re sa spanning ba re senang that status that's the whole truth we have to work to get it whenever our status start to grow those girls ba ileng gore ne ba ipolela gore ne ba kwa ba tla baleha on tlhaloganya because the moment a girl sleeps around they lose their value it has been told gore like la o ka researcha kae wa go kry-a gore mosadi yo robalanang thata le banna ba bantsintsi o loser boleng ka nna thaeta rena se but o loser boleng jwa go ka nyalwa jwa go ka nna mmamotse jwa go ka nna gore re ntseana e be le gore o na le rre motho go ga gago le gore re yo o provide sengwe le sengwe le thupana ba bona o si yo ha re wa mbora mane itse tlhaela ba bona because the moment o nna le that abundance ya go robalang le batho ba bantsi o tshimola o itse gore ke efenye monate ke efenye boshula which is not necessary for women because it kills them. It kills their potential of having a family, a very untoxic family, a very good family. Wow. So they go around and sleep around because happy them growing up banilele those trauma. Maybe they were molested, they were molested, whereby they find themselves activated on tlhaloganya. And how they activated, you seek that activation, you seek that pleasure now and then. As long as we meet a but at some point we talk now and then because it was introduced to you at the early stage. At the time where you was not at a capacity to accept something like that happen, something like that se direge mo mmeleng wa gago le maothi le basimane. But they won't, the thing about boys, they won't tell you or they were molested because they feel like you're going to shame them. Or other guys would or vetos kogomos salwe bono salumnya niraso, not knowing gore of course not knowing gore ya go affect how le mogolo tla bo sa tlholo khona go lebalana le chere ya gago e one. O tla bo batla kwa o sa create that pleasure e leng gore if ever no sna that trauma o khona go stika to chere one. If ever o feel gore like you are that guy o leng gore o knowledgeable enough and you know enough to elaborate to somebody leng gore you are indulging in a relationship lene gore o batla go tsena in a polygamous relationship, polygyny relationship, which is polygamous relationship anyways. Wa bona o khona go mo elaborate la go mo tlhalosetsa ba go tlhaloganya gore okay this guy o batla go tsena in a polygamous relationship because of o batla go achieve 1 2 3 and he needs the support e leng gore I have half ya teng. It's not about intimacy when it comes to being in a polygamous relationship. It's about having a dream to achieve something, and it requires you a teamwork, which means you have to get more than 2 or 3 people in order for you to achieve that thing. Because in a relationships are things tse e leng gore di raniwa ke banna. Although relationships tse dingwe di raniwa ke batho ba bomme, it's cool, it's for them, that's what works for them. But in the mass majority, banna ba laola relationship because ke bone ba tlhagang ka relationship. Mosadi ene a ka nna e enda nako engwe le engwe, but monna ke ene o initiate a relationship gore o itse ke ene ke batla go nna le relationship le wena. You decide gore kgotsa nnyaa. You decided. So you being decide wena go kgona go decide ga gago go enable gore okay, you partake in those negotiations tsa gore fetho nna ke a go rata nka re nka nna le relationship le wena, o bo re nnyaa we le nna ke a go rata tsenela ka go ratana the first time la di dira ruri. But as maybe if you were me, you do something like, if ever you want to be in a relationship with somebody, you don't start by lying. You start by honesty. You don't start by saying I love you. Obvious, you're gonna like rona rona, like when it comes to words, love ke like ke love. We're a bit of confused, a bit of the both. So if ever you get to that person or no, it's again ke rata, because when it comes to Setswana, like ke love, like ke go rata, love ke go rata. Tsena mo go ena mo gore ke rata mekgwa ga go irileng, o itse ke o na le confident, o na le monyebo, wa mo compliment, o mmolela nnete ya gore dio tse di irang gore o bo o tlile go go ene, o tlile go mmatla relationship ke. But we don't have those tools. Re tla ka mashesha, re tla ka dio tse di chamang, re tla go bolela gore se itse ke a go rata man, ya re o montle yo le ene ka gore tlholo se itse ra batho ba teng ke di matla tla ba tsimola go rare le nna ke a go rata, because o shebile gore wa go gaina eng mo go ratane le wena. Okay, diamond o na le trans, okay diamond o na le ke tla gaina one, okay diamond sometimes motho o tlhola nna lonely, so ke tlhoka motho nyana o nka itisatisang le ene, motho o tla pushang life le ene wa bona. So because it's the agenda is pushed so hard gore o tlamile o nne in a relationship, or else sometimes it's not even necessary for you to be in a relationship, because you being in a relationship that you don't understand gore o le mo relationship gets you the unnecessary trauma. You get dumped, you get cheated on because you don't know why o le mo relationship in you. That's why it's not even advisable to get in a relationship at the early stage. If ever you don't know gore o batla eng mo relationshiping, ska ba tsena mo relationshiping because ya go sermaka. Because if relationship we push because o shebile gore mamang mo relationshiping why nna ke sa nne mo relationshiping ile gore nna ke palwa ke, then it go sermaka. But if you have that knowledge ya gore okay, I have learned go gae gore like relationship e dila so e re thusa gore ra achieve 1 2 3. If ever you are in a relationship with somebody, it means wa go tshimola o bereka le ene motho wa go tshimola o dira dio tse e leng gore di maleba le motho go aga lelapa. Relationship is meant for go aga lelapa. Community is meant for building. Ga e meant for although go monate ya re go monate ga pa o thipogile gone go monatela mo go moša. So what you do, you indulge in those things tse e leng gore di go nayeng trauma and di go okeletsa trauma e leng gore kgale o nnile lone the time o le monyane. Wa e bona? So with that being said, ke irile video e telele thata 30 minutes mona. With that being said, I think gore ke sharile some information tse e leng gore di ka le thusa guys somewhere somehow, ga re itse gore o ka inopolela eng. But I hope gore o itsetse sengwe. If ever you get a chance to watch this video, o itsetse sengwe, and sengwe se se itsetseng se tla go thusa mo bokamosong jwa gago gore o itse gore o deala yang ka yo trauma e o tshimolotseng ka one go bonyaneng, gore o e hetsa yang gore o kgone go dira dilo tse dingwe, dilo tse e leng gore di go tshwareletse ga o kgone go wa bona di-demons tsewa tse e leng gore o batla go di destroya, o di destroya yang wa bona. With that being said,